Welcome to the SWR MPO 2021 to 2024 Transportation Improvement Program. This is the presentation for the draft 2021 to 2024 Transportation Improvement Program for Swrmpo. Before we begin, I'm going to take you through how to turn on translated closed captioning. The following instructions will show you how to turn on closed captioning in your selected language. Find the menu at the bottom of the screen, as shown by the red arrow. Click the closed captioning button. Click the settings button. Click on the subtitles option. Select English or your designated language. You may need to scroll down. Finally, after selecting a language, subtitles should appear. The Western Connecticut Council of Governments is comprised of two metropolitan planning organizations, the Housatonic Valley MPO and the Southwestern Region MPO. Today's meeting will focus on the 2021 to 2024 Transportation Improvement Program, TIP update for the Swrmpo. Thank you for joining this presentation. WestCOG is a voluntary association of towns and cities located in Western Connecticut. It serves as a forum for municipal chief elected officials to come together and discuss issues of common interest and cooperate on various initiatives. WestCOG staff serve as the staff to the SWR MPO, Swrmpo. There are 8 municipalities located in Swrmpo: Darien, Greenwich, Canaan, Norwalk, Stamford, Weston, Westport, and Wilton. What is an MPO? MPOs are federally mandated and federally funded transportation policymaking organizations designated by the governor. MPOs serve as forums for cooperative transportation decision-making in urbanized areas for populations of 50,000 or more. Originally created in 1962 as part of the Federal Aid Highway Act, the purpose of an MPO is to ensure that existing and future expenditures of federal funds for transportation projects and programs are based on continuing, cooperative, and comprehensive planning process, also known as 3C planning. Swrmpo is made up of chief elected officials and 1 transit representative. MPOs are responsible for carrying out the major planning functions outlined by federal regulations, including the development and administration of the TIP in cooperation with the Connecticut Department of Transportation, CTDOT, or CTDOT. What is the TIP? The Transportation Improvement Program, or the TIP, is a financially constrained listing of all federally funded transportation projects in the region. Once finalized, projects on the 2021 to 2024 TIP are expected to receive federal transportation funds over the 4-year period. Projects on the TIP are developed through a collaborative planning process and are identified in the region's long-range transportation plan. Projects on the TIP are developed cooperatively between the MPOs, CTDOT, and other transportation stakeholders. The TIP is amended as needed to adjust for project and funding changes. Amendments are vetted by the Technical Advisory Group and then endorsed by the MPO. CTDOT concurrently maintains the draft 2021 to 2024 State Transportation Improvement Program, or the STIP, which lists all state transportation projects. Projects on the TIP conform to federal air quality standards and assist in achieving federal performance measures. Shown here is the draft project listing for the SWR MPO 2021 to 2024 Transportation Improvement Program. This can also be found on the WestCOG website for further review. There is a variety of projects listed. For example, there are improvements planned for I-95. There are also bike ped projects and statewide projects. The map shown on the left identifies the environmental justice census tracts in pink, and the map on the right shows municipalities that are considered having limited English proficiency. Environmental Justice Executive Order number 12898 is a requirement to identify and address disproportionate and adverse effects on minority and low-income populations. This applies to federal programs, policies, and activities. In order for the MPO planning efforts to comply with EJ mandates, MPOs are evaluated by 3 criteria at the census tract level. If a census tract satisfies one threshold, it is designated as an area for EJ evaluation. Limited English proficiency. Federal standards for identifying areas of limited English proficiency, or LEP. A language is considered an LEP language if the language group in a federally defined census tract constitutes 5% or more of total population and speaks English as federally defined as less than very well. Draft tip projects, as seen on the project listings shown before, have been plotted by point and by lines depending on the project location or type. You can see, for example, there's an intersection project in Weston, identified by an orange dot. Some projects may occur at multiple locations throughout a district and are not easily shown on a map. Projects located in District 3, along with funding details, are provided in the draft 2021 to 2024 Swrmpo tip. Statewide projects do not typically have exact locations associated with them. They include projects such as operating assistance, travel demand management, and statewide technology projects. Statewide projects for Swrmpo, along with funding details, are provided in the draft 2021-2024 Swrmpo tip, as seen prior. The draft tip documents are available here. https://westcog.org/draft-swrmpo-tip. Comments on the draft tip or draft air quality conformity may be made by mail to the WestCOG office at 1 Riverside Road in Sandy Hook, Connecticut, by email to plan@westcog.org, or by telephone to 475-323-2071. The draft 2021 to 2024 STIP and draft public involvement procedures for CONDOT will also be available for review and comment from August 24th to October 9th. For more information, visit www.ct.gov/dot/STIP. Comments should be directed to Ms. Mary Beth Wojcinski, P.O. Box 317546 in Newington, Connecticut. Thank you for joining this presentation for the Swrmpo Draft 2021 to 2024 Transportation Improvement Program.